Charles Leclerc has coped brilliantly. He won in Spa. He wins in Monza.
Inside the 20, Cook is chasing Munster, yes!
Balotelli. Aguero. Staggering. Just staggering.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Dose Sports Podcast. Well, I think it's got to be our last week on Zoom. Today could have been it, but I like how they coincided the rugby league season finishing with our COVID stint finishing. You know, they've timed it real nicely.
Oh well, it's real fucking annoying as well.
Yeah, that's what I was being sarcastic, but yeah. Chuck, Ben, how are you boys? Last week of lockdown,
mate.
Yeah, I'm excited.
I'm very to say, and now 10 people to a house.
I'll get round it. I don't know. Yeah, not to get political, but we did. I don't know how we ended up there, but we have went from.
Have you said the news is only about COVID? There's nothing else. I can't say.
I don't really watch the news, to be honest. Unless it's Fox Sports News, Channel 500.
Yeah, that's
shout out the place.
My go-to news source.
Oh mate, when I was watching 360 this week, my favourite part's now become when Buzzy gives Vonnie those eyes.
When you watch 360, isn't it so annoying that when there's just them two, like, you know, it's like the last segment's like just them two talking about random stuff.
Yeah.
Vonnie and Kenty, and then they're like, Kenty doesn't like look at her when she talks.
Kenty makes no eye contact.
Yeah, he makes no eye contact. It's so rare.
He hates her.
It's so like it's just them talking. She's just talking straight at Kenty. Kenty's just looking somewhere else.
Kenty's just like, yeah.
Yeah, it's so rare. Anyway,
Kenty does. He's a slut for mansplaining. We've got to get Andy on the potty, and we'll ask Andy about his interactions with Kenty.
Yeah. Well, we'll ask him all his interactions with Fox.
Yeah, well, the thing that pisses me off about Kenty the most is he comes up strong with his opinions, and when he's proven wrong, he doesn't take his accountability. And that you got to take your accountability.
You can be strong, but you got to.
No, they're not.
You got to take accountability.
You do.
You do.
I'm up with some horrific calls, but do I give a no? That's no.
Hey, this is.
We're also not paid to sit on TV and make calls about a game we know nothing about either.
Not yet we are.
Not yet we are.
In about 2 years, it'll be NRL Dose Sports Edition 360.
Yeah. Mate, Kenty, mate, you know what? When you're doing your journalism, it would help to know the sport you're talking about or know what you're talking about in general. Hot tip.
Did you know he played one rugby league game?
Oh, yeah, for Parrot. Mate, if Sterlo, let me tell you about Kenty. If he didn't do his knee a couple times, he would have been there over Sterlo.
Yeah,
that's how
for
sure.
Talking about Parramatta, we'll move into our first segment of the week. If your personality reflected a 2021 NRL team's performance, who would it be?
You go first, Johnny.
I'll go first. I went for Newcastle. At the beginning of the year, I showed a bit of promise, but as usual, I fall off very quickly. I don't live up to the hype. 2001 was a good year, and I reminisce about those times. Not many people. No, it's not. I'd say it's not many people's first team to support, but I'm definitely not a disliked team. I'm not a Penrith. I'm very like a neutral team. And I feel like people I'm with. I'm not the star of the show, but I'm not also disliked. So I'm gonna go with that. And my last point. My sister will love this one. Like some great players from the club, as being the younger sibling, I'm the more talented and better sibling.
Oh!
Shout out Matty Johns, Andrew Johns.
I was spending some of my free time watching some Jordan Peterson. He's like some fucking motivational speaker.
Oh, he's not. You're a fucking retard.
I know. I was watching his podcast with Joe Rogan.
No, he's a fucking clinical psychologist.
He's like a literate. You know what I mean? Like he's like.
Yeah, but like he's in his field. He's a clinical.
In his field, he's that. But
I love his voice. His voice is so soft.
I bought his book, 12 Rules for Life.
Yeah.
Did you read it?
I've read one page of it. I've read one page. But
but he could read the ingredients for a fucking recipe and it'd turn you on. You'd be like, fuck, I'm G'd up.
Yeah,
Anyway,
it's got a good voice.
when I watched that in my feed, like on my TikTok and my fucking YouTube reels, it was all motivational and successful people about how they became successful. And the common thread was like sleeping 5 to 6 hours a day. So I went, all right, I'm going to do this. I'm going to sleep 5 to 6 hours a day. I did that for two days. Woke up this morning at 10:50, 10 minutes before the podcast started. I was like, can't live up to my goals. So the team I've gone is Canberra Raiders because fucking all their personal goals they didn't achieve this year. So fuck the Raiders. They're gone. But yeah.
And you've got the clap. Have you also got the clap?
No, because I'm not a fuck. But yeah, Canberra. I was going to say Melbourne because
that's audacious.
I like during fucking COVID's been pretty boring, but they didn't play too much boring footy this year. So
no,
Canberra,
fair enough.
Just didn't achieve any goals this year, Johnny.
No,
nah.
Snuggy.
I think it's an obvious pick. The Dragons. Why not? St. George. Like the Dragons, coming into this year, great year. I thought it would be a brilliant year. We're past COVID. Like New Year's Eve, I was like, the year cannot be worse than the year we've just had. Boy, was I f***ing wrong. Jesus Christ. So the Dragons started the year red hot. They're like top 4 after the first couple of weeks. I'm feeling great. Early season, so prior to lockdown, I was on top of the world as well. The Dragons' little barbecue, I think, is a bit of a metaphor for my life and the internal turmoil that I faced as a person during 110 days of drinking gin and waking up at 12 p.m. So then basically through lockdown, it just was miserably failed. Like the Dragons, I persistently have underperformed.
Yeah, fair enough.
To change my routine, like they tried to change their team. And next year I'm going to be signing a lot of oldies as well that aren't going to change anything as well. So, okay.
And you broke COVID rules, didn't you?
Oh yeah, and I've persistently broken COVID rules to hang out with the boys. So I am St. George, like embodied in a person.
That's very good. But we'll move on. That was solid. We'll bring back the fan favorite segment. Give me a dose. She's back.
She's back.
She's back. Let's go to the first one. Give me a dose. Melbourne boys were done harshly with their fines.
I'm going to say, just because what their punishment was in terms of like putting the game in disrepute, right? But wouldn't you argue that Reece Walsh getting arrested puts the game in disrepute the same amount? You know what I mean?
I'd say it puts it even more.
Yeah, even more.
Because it's in public.
But then, obviously, Reece Walsh is young. He's not as much of a marquee player as Brandon Smith and Cameron Munster are.
No.
But, like, if the camera wasn't there in their little hotel room, like, who knows what they're doing in their free time?
Let's be real here. I'm going to go out of 80% again on them. Let's be serious here.
Nah.
Yeah.
I reckon 80%.
Nah.
You reckon none of the Penny boys have done it?
Nah, I reckon they probably get on it more than like the average 20 to 30-year-old, but like I thought the fines were fair. I thought for Smithy and Munster especially, it was kind of like, we'll either tear up your contract or take the 800K. So I think the fines were fair.
Yeah, I just think they've been castrated for something that 80% of the players have done, or in my pretty accurate assumption, are doing as we speak, 11 a.m.
Like you asked what the difference is between like Reece Walsh and those boys. Is it like Reece the next day like owned up to it?
Oh yeah, for sure. But I do definitely agree how Reece Walsh fucking came out, took full accountability.
Yeah, but
also a young man, like it is relevant. It is relevant as well. Like we're not ripping into Chris Lewis because Chris Lewis is on like a quarter of what the other two are on. And he's just not like the face of the game. Like Chris Lewis ain't a household name. Brandon Smith and Cameron Smith in league. Brandon Smith and Cameron Munster in league. Everyone knows who that is.
Yeah.
Like kids want to be like those boys. Whereas like the impact of Walshy or like Chrissy Lewis doing it.
Yeah, the only thing you remember with Chris Lewis is, you look like Cam Munster. You know what I mean?
Does he?
I think he does.
No, but like I'm gonna play a little bit of devil's advocate. Even though I would say Reece Walsh was forced to sort of come out and say that thing because the evidence against him was so like you can't not come back from that. The evidence against, like, it's that fine line whether you want to admit it and then come out and say sorry or sort of not give too much away and say you haven't actually done anything illegal. It's that fine line that the Storm or CEO was playing there. But
in saying this, Cam Munster, you've been banned for drinking for a year. You've got your own beverage company. We're not banned for drinking for a year. So, Mad Dog Munster.
Hey, if he's not drinking, come on board.
Your beverages need some consumption.
We'll take some.
I'll be happy to consume.
I'll go one early.
We'll put that one just under the.
Yeah. This one could be the rest of the shirt. Just down here, Mad Dog.
Hey, I'll go on an early now and say that if Cammy Munster stays off the drink until the end of finals next year, Cammy Munster will win Dally M next year.
100%. I heard this the other day.
If Cammy stays off the drink, like it'll put Storm in the box seat to win the comp and him get Dally M.
I heard this the other week. It was early 2020. Nathan Cleary gets done for a TikTok incident, becomes the best player in the comp. Tommy Turbo slips over, gets done by Harry in the Corso, gets off the drink, becomes the best player in the comp. Cammy Munster getting off the drink. There's only one result.
I think
there's only one result. It's him relapsing, fucking playing like shit, and just not win the Dally M. That's the furthest thing that I see from happening.
No,
of course, unless they sponsor us. Well, if they sponsor us, that's a different story. They can't see any other fucking outcome than a Dally M for Cameron Munster.
Yeah,
but
I reckon it's a good thing for Cammy. Like Cammy's what 26, 27, 28. His next contract will be his last big contract in the NRL, and I think like the one thing that everyone's probably learnt from this is that the Storm culture is good. Like it's great boys culture, but in terms of like the culture that it used to be, when maybe Smithy and Cronky were there and there were more senior boys who like pulled everyone in line, they've lost that a bit. So now it's on like this new generation of like middle-aged fellas who aren't at the end of their careers yet, but like to make those standards themselves. Because I reckon it does. I reckon it was starting to show, and a bit with the carry-on last year, that like the leaders at the Storm are great cultural leaders, but in terms of like how they lead by setting standards at training and like off the field as well, probably fell short on like the standards the Storm expects.
Strongy, if Cameron Smith was there, if Billy Slater was there, that's not stopping Cam. Not stopping.
It may not stop Cammy doing it, but it like I don't know if you guys listen to Cammy Smith talk about it. Cammy's like, you don't let those people in your room. Like he was like, you don't let non-players like in your room in that environment. So Cammy's acknowledging that he knows what goes on, and he's saying you got to be smarter than that. Like
I do definitely agree with that.
Yeah, I think it's a good thing for the Storm though, because I reckon like this year there's that party culture, and they need to get that like that Storm culture back.
Like to be fair, like you say that, but they just did come off a premiership win last year and just set an all-time NRL win streak record. But I get what you mean. Cracks are starting to show. Second one, Brian To'o's proposal was a bit how you going?
Okay. I loved it.
Really?
I do enjoy that. I do find it quite funny that all the Penny boys are like young and rowdy, and then half of them have got like 5 kids.
Yeah.
Like Oh yeah, I'll fucking piss myself. And then you see Brian Tyler doing a bit of a lap dance in the change room. Oh, I love that. Get the Missos involved, won a premiership, like because they've put a lot in the last 2 years as well.
You reckon I would? I just thought
I wouldn't ask my Misso at the end of winning a grand final.
apparently he was meant to be at Origin, but then they lost the third game, so he couldn't do that. But
Yeah,
then
good on him.
I don't know. If I was me, I'd just be a bit. I don't know.
Business is a soft soul.
Yeah, I don't. Is it me or like? I think I'm the only one who doesn't find Bizza like that funny.
I don't find him that funny, but like he's
He's very exuberant. I like the energy he brings. I don't think he's funny in any way, but
I reckon he's super humble. I reckon
he's
super humble.
I like him. I like him definitely over Jerome Luai and Stephen Crichton. Those boys.
Yeah,
they rub me the wrong way.
Jerome, they've got a bit more chirp on him, where there's a bit more like he'd chat shit, but then he'd be like, if he swore at you, he'd say sorry. I reckon.
Yeah, definitely.
He'd chat shit, but then run over 250 running meters.
Yeah, so you can do what you want, really.
Yeah,
for sure.
100%.
Third one, yeah, we're not. Fourth one. They should do for the EPL or international football. They should do all international games in one block and just get it over and done with before the EPL starts with.
I mean, I just reckon they need to schedule it better.
Because it's like every 2 weeks now. Like you're getting right into the Premier League, and then there's a 2-week international break or something.
Yeah,
and you're like,
there needs to be a better way to schedule it as well. Like it happens across all the leagues in the world.
Yeah,
like just schedule the game a different way. Like the season should run like by itself, almost non-stop.
Yeah, that's what. So like, would you like the first get rid of the first 4 weeks and just make it all international games as a block, and then just the Premier League rolls on after that?
Yeah, I don't know. I reckon I'd actually increase like the amount of players in each squad.
Oh, right, and just play it concurrently.
Yeah, almost. Oh, because I don't know how many players are in a squad. It's like 20,
21 or something.
21.
Yeah.
Increase it, like sign 9 more players, and then I still think games should be reduced in football. But if you sign more players to a squad, then you're actually able to rotate a squad as well. So but yeah, I think there's also a bit of cop in it, it's about winning trophies and shit. But at the end of the day, I don't understand the importance like the FA Cup and the League Cup.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it doesn't really fucking matter because there's 3 other major trophies that are important to win.
Yeah, for sure. I think, it's tough. There's a lot of football on and it's hard to fit around it.
What about? Would you guys back the idea of a continuous rugby world championship but league, like the Pacific Island nations and Australia play each other in a championship style? Because I reckon it'd be a gun way to make the Pacific Island countries get them more used to playing against NRL level players and teams. And you may actually see if people are playing, if Fiji and shit and Samoa's constantly playing against Australia, then I reckon would be way more likely to see players go back and play for the smaller countries that they do really feel like they represent. You get stronger teams.
On that, I think I was thinking about this the other day, because they're technically not professional, right? If you go to those island teams, and rugby league and rugby union are slightly, they're definitely more contact heavy than football. So if you do that, is there a duty of care between amateur and professional, because obviously they're not trained. So
obviously PNG, for an example, PNG is not a team that I'd be interested in including in something like that yet.
Yeah.
But I reckon you could see more boys go back and play for Fiji. There's more Fijian boys in the league, I reckon, than we think. But Samoa, Tonga, New Zealand, Australia, playing every year, I reckon you get a really good tournament going out of those 4 teams as well.
Yeah.
Food for thought, boys.
Food for thought. That's interesting.
PVL, I'm coming for your job, brother. Look out.
Pretty much the same literacy.
Yeah. Right. Oh, mate. I've actually got another give me a dose.
Alrighty.
Redcliffe is supposedly the new team. Are we yay or nay for that? Because I'm huge.
I'm yay. I love it.
Yeah,
That stadium as well. Stadium into the Redcliffe workers on the side. That looks hectic, as.
I think they'll play at Suncorp most of the games.
I know, which I don't agree with.
I'm not a fan of them playing at Suncorp. I'd be a fan of like the 6-6, but I'm like NRL is a weird one where there's so many teams. I mean, it happens in AFL a bit as well. There's so many teams that share the same fucking stadium.
Yeah, it's stupid.
Like,
I love the smaller grounds. The smaller grounds are so much better, especially in like not when it gets to finals. Obviously, you want to pack it out with as many people as possible. But
where the fuck's Redcliffe? I don't know my geography of fucking Brisbane and Queensland, but if Redcliffe isn't significantly close to Brisbane,
no, I think
why would you play there? Because you want to build up your loyal fans, and you do that with little nostalgic memories of as a little kid going to the fucking suburban ground.
Well, it's pretty close.
I think they also want to take like a bit of the Brisbane consumers.
I feel like just you're going to build up fans by having that unique home venue, little suburban ground, rather than just playing at Suncorp and playing in front of 50% capacity.
Yeah, I think GWS is a good case study for the NRL on on expanding a team in a city where there's already a dominant team. Like be wary of what GWS did in the AFL. If I was building Redcliffe, I'd be taking some serious notes off how GWS was run to start with. Like not like notes on the negatives and positives.
I think it's a bit tougher though when you compare GWS, because GWS is also AFL in a rugby league heartland sort of, so it's a bit tougher there. But obviously Redcliffe, Queensland's rugby league through and through. So, but yeah,
I don't know. Brisbane's pretty big. Footy's pretty big in Brizzy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, GWS.
Oh yeah. No, well, I think like in terms of their fan base, I think they were able to like get a lot of the young AFL players.
Yeah.
And instead of them going for the Swans, they were able to get them to go for GWS.
Yeah. That's exactly my point. But
yeah.
I don't think Redcliffe will be able to achieve that if they just play every home game.
Yeah.
50% sunny. You know what I mean?
I'd play some games at sunny. Like I think like when they play a Queensland game, like if they're playing Gold Coast, North Queensland, do it, or Brisbane, play it at Suncorp.
I know
4 games. That's probably all you need.
I don't know about you boys, but surely you started supporting. You've got like a specific nostalgic memory that you still got locked up in your brain, and it's like the reason why you started supporting your team.
Yeah,
well, that's the case for me anyway. When fucking Jane did that little chip and chase against West Tigers in 2009, little Friday night game. I can't not support this team.
Really, that same game, Benji did that hectic try assist.
Same game, but we've still fucking clapped them though, Johnny.
I don't know. Do you guys remember that Benji went to do a drop kick, skimmed the ball, like almost completely missed it, and then caught the ball back up again?
Was it against South Sydney?
No, against the Dragons.
Yeah.
And then he ran like 40 meters, stepped the fullback. I remember that. But then also one of like the early games I was watching was that final against the Warriors in 2011.
Yeah.
Like that's one of those early nostalgic memories.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Last gimme dose. Yeah. Oh, there's 2. We'll go. Dane Laurie in a Panthers jersey. Like, I don't really care. Just let him be, really.
I'll be fuming if I was Strongy.
I think if you're a Tigers supporter or any supporter that really cares, you're wrong.
Yeah, like why would you care? Like he was there at the start of the year. He has mates all in Penrith. He's from the Penrith Juniors. He's obviously a Penrith supporter. Like, I don't really.
If you look like Duppo fucking running around in a Manly jersey after Manly won the premiership, I would be fucking.
Yeah, but Manly were close to winning a premiership. Like, Tigers were not even in finals. Like, so it's not even like.
Yeah, it's not like. And I'm like, fair enough. And you look at like Craig Wang on the weekend. He's got like posting photos from his Sydney Roosters days when he won a premiership, and then he's also wearing his South jersey, like tune on South. Like, players are allowed to support who the fuck they want.
He's not a fucking current player. Contract.
Yeah, but brother, if I got signed to Para, I'd still go for the Tigers. Like I'd want the Tigers to do well, except when I play them. Like
maybe Cody Walker was a Penrith fan. Wanted to just throw a little intercept.
I wanted to.
Like, it's a big knock on Cody because he played well.
Yeah, we'll get to that. Last Give Me a Dose, Panthers celebrations. Hasn't been as good as the previous year. I don't know. I just think
No, you'll be surprised, Johnny, that they've just done it well. They've avoided the headlines.
Nah. Headlines is not doing it well, mate. When you win a grand, who gives a fuck what the headlines are?
I haven't like compared to the Roosters, Melbourne from last year.
Oh, what about I reckon you got an AFL, NRL celebrate.
Richmond was going hard as well.
What about the D's? Just compare the D's and the Panthers. Who do you? I would think that the Penrith boys would go way harder, and I reckon the D's boys did.
I don't think I can say. I think
I agree. It's not, like the D's looked like they're going a lot harder.
They just fucking filmed everything. What?
But so are the Penrith boys. Yeah, they're rocking up to a pub and some bloke's rapping. Like what is that?
Brother, they like you know where the Penrith boys are. You see them halfway down the street because they're all wearing like some pretty rare shit. Half of them were wearing like basketball jumpers and shit.
I gotta give it to South Sydney. They were doing it well. Jai Arrow and Benji Marshall going very well.
I don't think Jai Arrow deserves one though. Ruling yourself out of a granny.
We'll talk. Yeah, we'll talk about that now.
Does that deserve a lappy? I don't think so.
No. Okay, grand final. We'll get the grand final review. Yes, Panthers. You know they returned from 1 year ago. Get that job done it was a pretty close match. Yep, pretty solid match. But
cracking granny. Good granny.
Yeah.
Grand final.
I don't know how I feel about it, but yeah.
Fucking ripping game.
Just because Melbourne weren't in that one.
I don't know. I was so flat.
The fact that the South's defense was fucking crazy.
South's defense is good, but I would argue on Devil's Advocate, you sort of knew Penrith were going to win from minute one. You could just...
I couldn't.
Their territory and their defense was so much better.
I thought ball in hand, South Sydney looked a world better.
Yeah, the problem is they didn't have ball in hand. They just had no ball at all for 65 minutes.
Yeah, and it's fucking insane that they did. I don't want to go as far as saying they were the better team, but I'm very close to. I genuinely think like effort South put in terms of like Adam Reynolds' kick. Adam Reynolds 100% fitness hits that kick every day of the week. I reckon like
he looked pretty mobile on that kick.
I thought he looked mobile, but then I thought you could just tell that he pulled the kick a bit.
No, we didn't pull it. He fucking pushed it.
A little push.
Yeah. No, like
a little push, and it came back.
I reckon. I saw someone broke down the analysis of his technique, and I didn't.
Fuck it.
I reckon you could tell just when it was happening that he wasn't 100. There's no way he was 100%, mate.
Yeah, but I also still think you can't say if he was 100% he kicks it.
I reckon
there's a bit of pressure there.
There's so much pressure.
I think there wasn't as much pressure knowing that he was injured.
Jonathan Thurston did the same thing.
Yeah, JT was injured though.
Exactly.
And JT
still missed. Yeah.
He missed. Yeah.
That's my point.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. That's just my opinion. That I think Adam Reynolds I think he had a fucking blinder as well. Insane. Like I know what you mean in that he didn't look like he had any troubles running. I thought that first half he was the most dominant half on the ground. Like you talk about Cleary's kicking game. Kicking's great. Like kicking's real good.
It did give Penrith a lot of.
I thought
it gave them a lot of ascendancy, but in terms of running, I thought Reggie was great.
I thought Cleary was like I'm not a massive Nathan Cleary fan I'm just not a massive Panthers fan, but I thought Cleary's was so good. He was unbelievably good.
I thought his kicking was great. Yeah. I think the other aspects of his game were limited.
Do you think Souths would look back and think would play their game any different?
Yeah, 100%. All right. I reckon Jackson Paulo just gets dropped off the bat for Tano Mills. I'm not a Jackson Paulo fan. I'm still confused why Sauce did his knee in a game against the Panthers, didn't he?
Yeah. After he did his knee trying to catch a high ball from that.
Yeah, I mean, like
After he got fucking bombarded.
Yeah.
I thought Tano Milne had like those. Remember, he had those like 4 or 5 weeks where he's just fucking scoring like 2 tries a week.
I just thought Penrith were just dominant. Like their defense was so much better.
Yeah.
Once you like pin them in, like if you're within your 20 after 3 tackles, I think like you're not looking to gain meters. You're just looking at put a good kick out and hope for the best on the next set. And then South's defense was like their line speed was nowhere near Penrith's line speed at all.
I think that was on purpose. I don't think it was the right call though. I think they wanted clear. I think they were prepared. Oh, wait, actually, let me send this.
Wait, do you reckon Blake Taff will move into the halves next year?
Yeah.
I
reckon not like no knock on how he played. He's one of the reasons why.
No, I thought he was all right.
No, like just because the way he got carried back after every run, a good.
But I reckon he is like.
No, he's good.
I reckon he's the fullback that pinches the most meters out of like a kick return because he like sprints all the way up to the line. You know what I mean? He doesn't.
Yeah.
He doesn't lose
He's
any.
going to waste it. He knows that he's light and he's going to get carried back.
So he literally accelerates straight from the word going to the line and doesn't lose any meters from that.
Yeah, I agree.
Like the first 5 meters and then lose their meters.
I think Blake Taft's a low-key gun.
Like, he's done, but like
and he did the kicking game pretty well.
At the he did. At the beginning of each set, when you see your fullback getting like tossed back another 5 meters, your mindset completely changes for how the set's going to go. I reckon.
But they know that though. Like they know going in that game that Taft's going to get targeted. Like he's a 7-game rookie playing a key position. They were aware that he was going to get targeted, and they've known it for weeks. Like it's not the first time he's been targeted. He's played the Panthers twice already. And in both games was just kicked to the whole time. Like,
yeah, but because the last time he played against Penrith, like it was just they targeted him because he dropped balls. It wasn't the defensive.
He dropped.
No, yeah, like the first one he dropped, and then they just kept going on him after that.
Yeah,
and he done that well, but they didn't have the same.
To say he was one of the reasons that South lost is a fucking insanely.
No, they're back 3. Like the back 3 compared to Penrith's back 3.
Yeah.
I just think the meters that they gained off the first.
Just robbed the Clive, but we'll move on.
The fact that Dylan Edwards won a premiership.
He broke his foot and played all final series with broken foot. That in itself deserves a Clive, and he played pretty fucking well.
You reckon Dildo? I thought he played a good game, but
like his generic solid game where he doesn't.
Yeah, but that's his 10 out of 10 game. Like genuine, that's a 10 out of 10 game.
He doesn't. He rarely has fucking anything below a 7. But he's not.
He's a B Tech guther. He's a B Tech guther.
Yeah, in a way, but he fucking played with broken foot. Good on him.
Yeah.
Even worse, Tyron May's got a premiership. That's just.
We know why.
We know why.
What do we think about that first try, that Burden try? Because all I was seeing was Campbell Graham getting sucked into a poor defense.
Yeah, that was just Campbell Graham getting
ball
done.
from Jerome, I believe it was Jerome.
Nah, but Campbell Graham just got caught in no man's land.
Yeah.
No.
He just went in to support Reynolds, but Reynolds had it covered, and there was someone sliding onto the half already.
Yeah,
so
I don't know what he was doing there.
I thought Campbell Graham had an absolute howler. I love Campbell Graham. Think he's going. Think he'll play Origin, eventually. Fuck me.
Really?
Birdo just like it's just if you look at opposing numbers, Burden just put him up.
I thought Birdo would get Clive. Him or Nathan would get Clive.
No centre or wing, I believe, has won the Clive. So you got to do something fucking special to.
It was pretty good, but he was good.
I thought Birdo was good.
I honestly thought Cam Murray could have got it. I don't like seeing losing teams the losing team win.
Exactly.
I thought Cam Murray was just fucking solid. I didn't think I think
53 tackles, none missed. That's pretty good.
Yeah, I think you got to be game breaking. That's why on the Cleary one is that I I wasn't too sure because I didn't feel like he broke the game open at any time. Like, I thought the fact that South didn't.
Who did? Who did? Like, if you break the game open, it's all right, just give it to a half.
That's why
You can't give it to Cody Walker.
That's why I think it could have been like if South had got up, then I think like what Cam Murray did then would have been like more important.
The problem is like Cam Murray he had to play old school lock. I said this before, it's because the way they refereed the finals games, it sort of nullifies what Cam Murray can do, really. With slow refereeing and slow play of the balls, it's not like his typical game, and that's why I sort of went to the tackling lock that you see 4 years ago. That's what really happened to American.
I agree that like the whistle was put away, but I don't think it changed.
Weird how they put the whistle away all year and then go, finals now, let's put it away.
Yeah, I don't think it like forced Camaro to play differently. I think it just it nullified those like the players around the ruck a bit more.
Yeah, like was it you boys in Texas I was saying this to? That like the Melbourne, one of the reasons I think Melbourne struggled was with the whistle being put away. Harry Grant, who's been fantastic all year, he struggled because he can't exploit those third man going back who's not in the defensive line yet. He can't exploit from dummy half like Brandon Smith can do as well. So I think they they played that way all year, and they've struggled to sort of do that.
Yeah, I never think putting the whistle away to like the degree it was in finals is ever useful because you play one way the whole year. It can be beneficial to other teams if the game is then like played slightly differently. I was more.
It puts the rules in place. The fucking 6 again is just it makes it useless. Like, why are you putting that in to make the game more exciting and shit when you're not going to use it in the finals?
Yeah, nah.
I'm happy if they just didn't like had that same like no whistle policy for the whole year. My issue is you can't just change it because it's a finals game or because of it's an Origin game.
Yeah,
you can't do that. Anyway, it was a good year.
It was a cracking granny as well. So
yeah. Well, do you guys have any other? I agree with Gus's call about the Dane Gagai tackle. I thought
because it's always been called like that.
It's been called a penalty all year.
Oh, are you talking about the kick that got charged down in the tackling?
No. The one that Gagai got hit high.
Yeah.
That's an important penalty.
Yeah.
And it was a penalty. Sure. And it was 30 meters out, like less than 15 minutes to go. Like
I think it was just off the back after they scored, isn't it? Just after they scored, or
just after they scored as well. I think it was a pretty big miss.
Yeah,
like to be honest, like it was an.
It's one thing putting the whistle away, but you can't just also then put the bunker away. Essentially,
no. And but with the charge down, I think there's a lack of common sense in the rules, and it was displayed once again in the grand final.
Like I don't know how I feel about it. I don't know how I feel about that.
I agree with Gus. It doesn't make any sense. I've said it all along. Like if you pass that ball and in someone's tackling you, it's 6 again. You kick it. Like I'm not saying that I don't agree. If you're tackling someone and they throw the ball into your hand, I don't think you're playing at it.
Yeah.
I think
I don't know how I feel about
one of the rules had to change. But I just think it's a shame because you think about that Chooks Raiders granny where the game was kind of smeared because of the decisions and because of the way the game was officiated.
Yeah.
I felt like this game was almost like one decision away from being like...
Yeah, so sort of gave them nightmares and like, oh, fuck, I just put the whistle away.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I don't mind the touching the ball in a tackle when you're going for the kicker. It just encourages kick pressure, which I like.
Yeah. That's fair.
It's always been called like that.
Yeah. Like I don't know how. Like it makes sense to change it, but it also it's like it's been there for a while now. So I sort of get it.
You got any more? Well, who'd you guys do 3, 2, 1? If you were given the Clive, who would you have given it to?
My 3, 2, 1. Nathan. I'm still going Nathan Birdo. Then I'll go Either Cody Walker. I'll go Cody Walker over Cam Murray, just because he's probably the reason why they were in that position. I'd say, like first half they were getting dominated, and like if Souths win, that's one of the greatest grand final tries. Like honestly, that run is one of the best tries, but it's not going to be remembered like that.
I think I had a smoky with the bench going now. I think Tommy Burgess is probably underrated. It's just had an underrated year.
A prop winning fucking.
No, I'm not saying winning. Like I think he was probably. So you think about it. Dane Gagai goes off HIA. Benji comes on, so they go down to 3 on the bench in the first half, and then Jai Arrow goes down as well. So
Jai Arrow, what a cat! What a cat!
Tommy Burgess had like easily the most meters of the forwards, 139 meters, 23 tackles at 100%, 1 offload, 4 tackle breaks.
He's been good all year.
He's been fucking great all year.
Yeah,
and I I definitely do think if Arrow plays, then it would have had a big impact. But I'd go Cleary, Tommy Burgess 3 points. Cleary 2. You know, I'm kind of tossing up. I'm tossing up between, I think, Kickow or Burden.
I'd say Burden. Like for me, I went Burden too. I think he was really good.
I think Jaden Sewer shit the bed as well.
Fucking robbing dildo of the Clive.
Fuck, Chuck, I thought you hated dildo.
No, I think he's just consistently half decent.
Yeah.
But I don't know. No, I'm just saying I fucking called it as a piss take. No, but Nathan probably deserved it.
Yeah. I thought Nathan was good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Other contenders you'd probably argue Cam Murray or Matt Burden potentially.
Mm-hmm.
Cody Walker, if he didn't throw the intercept, was probably book it in almost.
Man, I reckon you could see like the whole game, like Cody wanted to take the game by the scruff of the neck and win it. Like he demanded the ball so much, and I just don't think they got the ball to him at the right times. And then 15 minutes out of the game, it just wasn't the play. Like,
if he hits short Gagai, they probably score. Like if he
holds the pass, like he's then got Stephen Crichton Stephen Crichton's came so far up. He's then gonna have to turn his back on someone. So I mean, Cody went all or nothing and it didn't come off. But I think Cody had a great year.
Yeah,
like it's just a shame that's probably going to be one of the moments like he'll remember the year for.
What I was just thinking is Adam Reynolds is only 1 year older than Cody Walker, and they've given the Adam Reynolds the door because he's too old apparently. What are your thoughts on?
Yeah, well, they didn't offer long enough.
Yeah, but they've given Cody Walker.
Reynolds wanted the security, and I think they must view Reynolds. They must view Walker as the more important player in the combination, which I kind of agree with. I think it's more likely to find a 7 next year that all he has to do is just kick and manage the game and occasionally and link up with Cody.
Yeah,
I think it'll be a lot harder to find another Cody, but I still think they're going to have problems. I just think their age, South's age.
I just question: is a Blake Tough or like a Lockie Elias up to it? I don't know.
I think Elias could be.
I thought Blake Taff would go.
I think Blake Taff will play like 14. I think he'll play Benji's role next year.
Yeah, good shout.
Yeah, maybe. Who knows?
Who knows?
Yeah. Strong, do you have to go now?
No, I can give another 5-10.
All right. Quick wrap on the Premier League, and then last one, Gladys. That's only about 10 minutes. We'll move on to the Premier League. That was a good season of NRL. You know, that was one of the more entertaining seasons we've had for a while.
You know, the NRL's come to a fucking close when daylight saving starts. Fuck, it's good though.
I hate it. Daylight saving just killed me.
Love for it. I love it.
Really?
Oh, it's a part of the year, mate.
I'm waking up so late.
Yeah, but it stays bright till 7 at night. It's fucking
Yeah,
brilliant.
I was fucking having a hit of tennis at about 5:50, and I was going, "Fuck, it's day.
It's
Fuck, it's
day.
light. Fuck, it's light."
Yeah,
Yeah, how good is it? Round of golf,
definitely.
start at 3:30, finish at 7.
Not too bad.
Finish the 18th with clear daylight. You're laughing.
Laughing. You know who else is laughing? Chelsea. They've gone top of the table in the Premier League. They're laughing at the moment. Dominant win over Southampton. The game I wanted to talk about after not United, they dropped points at home.
Old Trafford.
Yeah,
Home.
good game. What were your thoughts on Andros Townsend's celebration?
Oh, I fucking love it. Ultimate Gazzery. I don't give a fuck what he said. He was like, Ronaldo's my idol. Yeah. Ronaldo's like half of everyone's idols as well, but it was fucking proper shithousery. I loved it.
Away from home to do that. And they were lucky United to walk away with 3 points.
I think United was very complacent, at least with the team they put on. Like, Everton's played good football, and I think they've only dropped 3 games away from home. Like,
Yes.
3 games in 18 months away from home. And in like 11 of the 8, like, they played like 16 games. In 11 of them, they've gone with clean sheets or something as well. Thought, United looked like a different team with Ronnie and Sancho.
Yeah, definitely.
On the park, 100%. I mean, Everton are good, though.
Yeah, they are.
And Rafa's got them playing well. But, yeah, big point for Everton. And, like, dropping 2 points is big for United.
Your boys, West Ham, Chucker.
They're fucking Brentford. Where the fuck is Brentford? They're above us on the ladder too. I'm going, hang on.
Yeah. 94th minute hurts a little bit.
Brentford, they sound like a recently promoted team.
Yeah, this year, first time in 70 years they come up.
If you're losing to them, my shout of top 4 or 5th or whatever it was. The accountability. Hey, Paul Kent, take note. I'll be accountable. Top 5 looks unlikely, but look,
Chuckers forgetting that the football season goes for about another 8 months.
Yeah. But if you're losing to Brentford, fucking
just close the door already.
the fuck's Brentford?
The last thing I want to talk about from the week of football, probably one of the best games of the season.
Yeah, easily.
Man City beat Liverpool.
Oh, yeah.
So, where does Salah rank in the Premier League at the moment?
Oh, easily top 5 best players.
Top 1? Is he the number 1? No.
Kevin De Bruyne's probably the best. He's still the best player.
Yeah. But
Salah's good. He's great. He'll be a Liverpool legend. He'll just be a legend in general in the Premier League. But I think Kevin De Bruyne is better still.
That goal he scored pretty good. Just a little bit.
Oh, yeah. The Salah goal. Yeah. You see, what about Bernardo Silva's run in the midfield?
Oh, yeah.
Messi-esque. Yes. I like that. Philly Foden could have helped him get the greatest assist of the season. Instead, it takes a little shitty touch.
I love Phil Foden, though. I think he's fantastic.
Oh, yeah, he's class. That was a good game.
Biggest moment of the season, though, that Rodri block. When you look at the still photo of when who gets the ball? Fabinho, is it?
Yeah, Fabinho.
Yeah, Fabinho gets the ball and shoots. Like, he's nowhere in that frame. And you're like, how does he not score from here? But as
Fabinho takes the touch as a photo, Rodri hasn't even started sliding. He's like 1.5 meters away.
Yeah.
As soon as that touch comes down, Rodri's like straight through. It was fucking great.
It was good.
Good game.
Great game. Chucker, how did you feel about it?
Can't say I watched the game.
No, that's all right. Go watch the highlights.
Go watch the highlights. The little Optus Sport 3-minute. Is that?
Yeah, that's a good option. That's a good option.
You'll know enough.
Not enough. Well, yeah.
Yeah. All right.
I'll give her a watch.
All right. Last segment. Gladys stepping down. We brought in a new premier, but let's just ignore that. Which Aussie sportsman from different different sports would you get into that job? Who do you think's doing the best job?
My first shout, followed by a close second because of his great public speaking. The Spin King, Shane Warne. I reckon number 1, Shane Warne for Premier. Be great.
He would be good.
If you feel like we're past having misogynistic men running state government, well, wait, we're not. Warney, and then second, Chrissy Hynton after his fucking great speech in 2005 post Granny. And he's arguably my favourite post-grand final speech I've ever listened to.
That's Matty John's face when he's interviewing. He's so funny. It's like
so fucking great. I love these boys, Matty. I fucking love them.
I would go. I'd say, even though he's a Queenslander, minus Labuschagne, I think he's got to go in. It's just, I feel like his public speaking ability. We're saying if you're not literate, you're getting the job done. PVL has paved the way. Marnus is dyslexic. PVL is probably dyslexic. Get him in. Get him in there.
Yeah. They can't address the point well, but fuck, their point's good.
When they come in, they get stuff done. They're a fixer-upper. So,
yeah.
That's Marnus's for me.
Marnus, fair enough. That's a good call. Who would be...
I'll go fucking Hunter, Ricky Potting. Just because he's got a good fucking record as captain.
He's a bit of a brawler.
You need someone with a good record as captain to come in.
You know what? I'm changing mine. I'm going Kerry O'Keefe. Kerry O'Keefe as our premier.
Skull.
I love Skull. Absolutely.
Cool.
Yeah.
Skull gives me big old Joe Biden vibes.
He gives me vibes.
Yeah, all right. This segment cart.
Boys, that's a good wrap up for the week.
Great wrap up.
Who knows how much sport there is going to be in the next few weeks. There's not a lot going on really.
Well, next week we'll probably rank all the NRL teams.
Oh, we're doing the Dice Awards next week. I forgot about that.
Yeah. Get Andy Raymond on.
Yeah, that's true. Nuffy of the year. Who's going to take it out? Who is going to take it out? That's the question.
That will be...
That'll be you.
Oh.
You are so...
My nomination's you for the Tigers call earlier in the year that you're going to win the premiership in the next 4 years. That is...
Mate, after we've done a new logo, how could we not? It's a new era.
New era.
That's a new era. Fair enough.
New era. Telling you.
Well, that's good management right there. Our players are shit. Coaching probably shit. Shittest roster in comp.
We can
change the logo. Hey.
Yeah.
New era. Let's change that.
We dumped our assistant coach, so I think Flano is coming.
But he will not take an assistant coaching role.
He took an assistant coach role at the Dragons.
Yeah, but that's because he couldn't head coach at the time. He's still not head coach?
No, he can still head coach. I think I think he could be Tigers' assistant. I mean, Tim Sheens, Shane Flanagan, and Michael Maguire. If the team doesn't perform and then just get rid of the Tigers, you have those three coaches all in the same space, and you don't start winning some games and me up the chookies because I'm switching.
Oh, what a great fan. And we'll end it there.